Welcome to today's daily walk in wisdom. We're in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, and today we're going to do the whole chapter. We're going to move through it quickly as it provides for us a map wherewith we might walk through life with integrity and stability. And also we will discover that Ecclesiastes 7 contains within its woven architecture, within its woven tapestry, that sounds better, within its tapestry, the gospel. So verse 1a says, a good name is better than fine perfume. We begin by learning that a good name cannot be established through a cover-up. We're still trying to be Adam and Eve, sewing fig leaves together to cover our nakedness and shame. You won't build a life of substance while relying on perfume to mask an odorous behavior pattern, or covering your insecurity by playing the clown or the joker, or using bravado as a canopy for shame, or hiding your ignorance behind a string of unoriginal quotes. So be honest. Understand that your name, the reflection of who you are, is better than whatever you're trying to cover up your life with. Verse 1, part B, the second part. And the day of death is better than the day of birth. The day you were born is a day of celebration, just like the day Jesus was born and angels lit up the sky. But how much more of a celebration occurs on the day you step from this world into eternity and are welcomed into the heavenly kingdom where angels are always rejoicing. Understand that precious in the eyes of the Lord is the death of his saints. And so interpret life correctly. We're trying to put off the day of our death with all kinds of measures and medicines and as Christians, if you really believe that you received eternal life when you were born again, then the day of death is a day of celebration where you step from this world into eternity. What a wonderful day that will be. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8, the very first part A. The end of a matter is better than its beginning. Whatever is going on in your life, everybody needs to know that the end is better than the beginning, just like the day of death is better than the day of birth. It may be hard now. Whatever you're going through might be hard now, but this is not the end. And in the end, everything will be better. You don't want to be someone that starts off well, but inevitably be disappointed. You want things to progress and gather momentum and advance. For the end to be better than the beginning, you need to have a goal, a finish line. Without a goal, you'll achieve nothing. The acorn always hides its potential, but in the end, what started out small grows into an enormous oak tree. So despise not the day of small beginnings. The end is always better than the beginning, and the best is yet to come. Verse 9, do not be quickly provoked in your spirit, for anger resides in the lap of fools. What is anger if not the burning up of all of our spiritual energy? Anger is passion misdirected. Anger is whirling emotion that feeds upon its host. Be careful if you're prone to sudden outbursts of anger. Don't give room for it. Anger seeks a residence. It seeks to take up room in your conscious existence. And the way it turns you into a fool is by distorting your perception of life and of people and of those around you. How can you see clearly if you see only red? You lose sight of reality. And so let God bring peace into your life and let him deal with your anger. In verse 10, do not say, Why were the old days better than these? We're so prone to looking behind us, looking with romantic self-interest at the past, the good old days. Did you know that there were many in the Soviet Union who pined for the days of Stalin, where 60 million people were massacred, died, starved to death? People even becoming cannibals because they couldn't find any food to eat. There was a Russian book published, Reminiscences of an Extermination Camp, written by soldiers who were wishing for the good old days. Beware the good old days. They'll rob you of what God has for you in the present day. Israel was saved from Pharaoh's hand, but once they were on their way to the promised land, they longed for the leeks and onions of Egypt, and they said they were better off under slavery. It is not wise to say, why were the old days better than these? Where are the good old days? Verses 11 to 12. Wisdom with an inheritance is a good thing, and by it there is profit. For wisdom is a defense, as money is a defense. But the benefit of wisdom is that it gives life to all who have it. How you handle your money reveals your level of wisdom. The two go together. Above all, wisdom knows that money isn't going to give you life. And so, if you're wise, you will use what you've got to store up true riches in heaven. Verse 13. Consider what God has done. Who can straighten what he has made crooked? First, Adam couldn't straighten himself out. Only the last Adam, Jesus, can do something about what the first Adam did. Only the last Adam, Jesus, can straighten out the crooked path that we've all been walking. Verse 14, when times are good, be happy, but when times are bad, consider this. God has made one as well as the other. Therefore, no one can discover anything about their future. Have the appropriate attitude toward the season that you're in. That shows humility. Don't think that what you're experiencing right now is going to last. Nobody expected the pandemic. Nobody expected the attack upon the Twin Towers. You have to trust that God has a handle on your future, good and bad. He's got this. Verse 19. Wisdom makes one wise person more powerful than 10 rulers of a city. This is exponential increase in power. Wisdom will make you 10 times more powerful than those that are in power who are without wisdom. Verse 20. There is no one on earth who is righteous, no one who does what is right and never sins. This is Ecclesiastes' prequel to the gospel, so necessary that Paul quotes it in Romans chapter 3. No man can save themselves from their own meaninglessness. We can only rely upon God's solution, and God's solution is Jesus. Verses 21 to 22. We're moving through Ecclesiastes 7 very quickly. It says, do not pay attention to every word people say, or you may hear your servant cursing you. For you know in your heart that many times you yourself have cursed others. Do you know that? Watch your ears. Many things people say, I choose not to listen to. I'm really looking when I'm in conversation with someone to hear what God is saying through the people that I'm conversing with. Give people the same grace you want them to extend to you. Give them the same grace you would want them to extend to you were they to know every thought that goes on inside your head. Give people the grace to be wrong about you, or if they're right, then address what needs to be changed. Catch every judgmental thought about others before it has chance to develop and become concretized. When people judge you, leave their judgment in the hands of God. What business is it of yours what other people think? Leave them with God. Verse 23a, the first part. I am determined to be wise. Wisdom does not come by chance. You have to search for it. You've got to ask God for it. And you must search for God, because wisdom is found by searching for God. And in fact, wisdom is the search for God. Verse 28, while I was searching but not finding, I found one upright man among 1,000, but not one upright woman among them all. On first reading, that sounds a little offensive, but let me give you my interpretation of this verse. The one upright man is Jesus, and besides Jesus, none of us are upright, neither male nor female. Verse 29, this only have I found, God made mankind upright, but men had gone in search of many schemes. Are you scheming when you should be pursuing the one who made you upright in the beginning? Are you scheming when you should be pursuing the one who made you upright in the beginning? Because if you pursue the one who made you upright in the beginning, the good news is that Jesus has made a way for you to be made upright all over again. Think about it. There's much in this chapter that offends, but a gospel that in no way offends the sinner is not the gospel. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow for some more wisdom from the mighty, awesome book of Ecclesiastes. We'll be entering chapter 8.